welcome to this video on place value. Have you ever seen Matilda? What am I saying? Of course you've seen Matilda. Who hasn't seen Matilda? Now remember the scene was a newt in the glass and Trunchball drinks a glass. Imagine drinking water, minus the newt, but imagine drinking a glass of water. You might be drinking one now. Compare that water to water in the ocean when you're in a boat and you're being chased by Jaws, a great white shark. Compare both of those waters to the water in the bucket when Dorothy throws it on the witch. If she had thrown it an inch over, it wouldn't have made any difference. The idea is that the value of the water changes depending on the context we're looking at. So the context in the glass of water compared to the ocean compared to in the bucket. Also, it would change throwing it on the witch compared to the impact of throwing it on one of the monkeys, or the scarecrow or Tin Man. It actually helped the scarecrow save his life to put out the fire. So the value of the water changes depending on the context, and it's exactly the same in this video when we're looking at place value. Now the value of numbers change depending on where they are in a number. Think about 30 versus 300. Well, the 3 and 30 pounds is very different compared to the 3 and 300 pounds. I know which I prefer, and we can use this to help us answer questions. So take 3 times 10 equals 30 as a calculation. If I'm going to work out what 0.3 times 10 is, well, I can use my knowledge of 3 times 10 is 30 to work out what 0.3 times 10 is. 3 now has a different place in the number, so it's got a different value. That means that whatever change I made to the question, I need to change to the answer. It needs to be reflected. So instead of 30, the 30 also needs to be divided by 10 to get to 3. If I take, for example, 3 times 0.10, this time the 10 has become 0.10. It's got a different value. And the value means it's changed by 100. It's been divided by 100. Because to go from 10 to 0.1, I've divided it by 100. Again, this change needs to be reflected in my answer. So instead of 3 times 10, I've got 3 times 0.1. Because I've divided the question portion by 100, I need to reflect that in the answer and divide that by 100 as well. So the whole idea of place value is you're expected to work out how the question has changed and reflect that in the answer. Or if we look at 30 times 10, this time the 3 has gone to 30, it's been multiplied by 10, so again, that needs to be reflected in our answer. And that's place value. So just remember how the value of the water changes and reflect that in your maths question. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next video.